town. I said, come on, y'all.
Guys, what is up? Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. Today we're taking a look at a fragrance called Tel Aviv by Gallivant. This was sent to me for review from Nick at Gallivant. And if you want some more backstory on this house, please check out the Scent Safari that I did on Gallivant not too long ago on my channel. Now this one is called Tel Aviv, and because it is about a travel destination, it does have a company briefing for which I'll read you the copy. Quote, sun, white, yellow, bright, gold jewelry on tan skin, a lingering 1970s glamour. It's sexy, it's a party, it's life in the bubble, it's walking along the beach, naked skin, feeling relaxed, lingorious, but it's the big city. There's noise, people, and a sense of intensity and madness. It's stopping at the juice stall on Dinsgolf. It's Bauhaus. It's heat, sweat, cigarette smoke, flowers on the balconies overhead. So, nice description on this one. This fragrance was released in 2017 by perfumers Karine Chevalier and Georgia Navarra. These are two perfumers behind the line. Karine did many of the fragrances for the Nay line as well. That was Stefan Humbert Lucas's collection before he started 777. Pricing on this fragrance, a 30 ml, which is the only size that's available in as of now, is $95. And let me just confirm that it is eau de parfum concentration. It is. And notes on this one are clementine, bergamot, and black currant at the top, jasmine, ylang-ylang, rose, and freesia in the middle, sandalwood, musk, deer tongue, and benzoin in the base. For you PETA folks out there, deer tongue is not anything to do with an animal. It's also called liatris, and it is a flower, so don't freak out. Now, as far as your presentation goes, it actually has a map of Tel Aviv on the front, eau de parfum by Gallivant. You got some copy on the back, which is what I read to you guys, and then you slide this out, and there's a box inside, and there's a little place where you can nicely fit in the fragrance. So really sort of nice presentation, nice box. Let me slide this back in, apologies. And then here you have the bottle, only 30 ml. Cap is nice, it clicks into place. Good spray. Actually, it doesn't click into place, but it's pretty, slides into place very nicely and has a snug little fit. Very small bottle, perfect for travel, which is sort of the idea behind this collection. So what does this one smell like? Well, I have to tell you, this is an absolutely lovely fragrance. What I get out of this one is the moment you spray this on, you're going to get a nice citrus kick, and that's an obvious combination of the clementine and bergamot. And this one doesn't smell like typical citrus peel or expressed oils to me. It really smells like a glass of freshly squeezed mixed citrus juice. Like if you had tangerine, clementine, and mandarin, that's sort of how the initial blast hits you. And then in that first hour, you get the combination of those citruses with a beautiful creamy mix of white floral notes. And there's this beautiful thread of black currant also running throughout that phase of the fragrance. It's very beautiful. There's not a trace of synthetic smell to this, and it is 100% appropriate for a man to wear this. I know some of my subscribers get a little hesitant when they hear about jasmine and rose and freesia, but I tend to really like this, like those notes when they're used to provide cleanliness and crispness, and I think that's the intent here. It's just super pleasant smelling, really quite lovely, and something that I could have seen being released in the much more expensive discontinued Raja Dove Extra series. Other than the sandalwood and musk in the dry down, I don't think you're really going to get a ton of the benzoin or deer tongue. I think those are probably more used in a fixative property. But if you pay attention as this one really starts to fade on the skin, you will notice those creamy white florals are joined by a very sweet and pleasant sandalwood note. And that's sort of how this composition finishes up on the skin. Performance on this one, obviously the knock on citrus scents is performance, and this one will last pretty well. Now, if you're looking for a 10-hour powerhouse, go elsewhere, but that can be said of citrus scents in general. This can get you through a nice summer or spring afternoon or evening out. I'd say 6 hours or so with good projection throughout. Not a ton of progression, as I said. You get that citrusy top and a nice floral, almost green, dry down with some sandalwood. Jack of all trade fragrance. This one's totally unisex. I think it has some dandyish charm in it, and I'd really say there's no ideal situation for this one because it will fit in well anywhere at any time when there's warmer weather out there. If you can't get your hands on this and you're looking for something sort of similar, the discontinued Bergamotto Merino by Gianfranco Ferri reminds me a little bit of this one. It's got black currant and jasmine in there, so you're getting some fruit and white florals. Neroli Portofino a little bit, but to be honest with you, I think this is a better buy than Neroli Portofino. It has more depth to it. And also, this reminds me a little bit of Bergamot 22 by Le Labo. And while that one is more sparkly and sort of bright, I think this is, again, a more complete, well-rounded fragrance. If someone were trying to talk you into buying Tel Aviv by Gallivant, I think they would tell you that good quality, a nice price point, under $100. Anytime you can get quality niche eau de parfum for under $100, I feel like you're doing well. This is a unisex fragrance, so if you have a partner, you could share this with them. It's people pleasing. You're going to be playing it safe with this one, and it can be hard to find a fragrance that has really prominent white floral notes that men can sort of feel secure wearing if they're sort of intimidated by floral notes. If someone were trying to talk you into passing on this one, they might say that it is pricey, because if you think about it, you're only getting 30 ml for $95. I think if you're a frag head like myself, you realize there's great value here. They also might flip that playing it safe. Do you really want to purchase a niche fragrance where it's gonna smell like a lot of, or have the same vein at least of a lot of other scents out there, and regardless, the flowers are there, so I could see this. If a guy really is against smelling any sort of florals on him, then this might not be their cup of tea. In summation, I quite enjoy this one. Have I smelled fragrances like this before in this genre? Yes, I have. But this is a really nice quality fragrance for what it is. And for me, it's hard to get citrus scents that perform well on my skin. That's not, that aren't like the really expensive ones, Raja or Xerjoff or stuff like that. It's not a hugely groundbreaking fragrance, but sometimes I just want to throw on like Yeezys, jeans, a white tee, and I think this is the perfect scent for that. It can also work in the office. You can wear this one on a summer evening. I think if you like Bergamot 22 and the Neroli Portofino and Neo and Kobe and those kind of scents, then this has to be considered in those conversations. And what I'm really excited for is to see Gallivant sort of interpret more exotic, perhaps even darker travel locations in the future. I also think, I'll just say quickly, that this would be a really great scent to give to someone who's super into designer fragrances, because I think this could be a great bridge into Indian niche, and you're really not, you're not going into the middle of the ocean. You're really just sort of dipping your toe into the water, and I think that's always a great way to get into better fragrances, or at least more interesting fragrances. So that is my review of Tel Aviv by Gallivant. Again, I want to thank Nick, who's just an excellent person, for letting me check out the collection and letting me review a bottle of this. And again, I just can't wait to see what else this house is going to do. I'm super excited. This is Nick was, as I mentioned in the Sensifor, Nick was at L'Artisan for a while, which is top 5 niche house for me of all time. And, I have more bottles of L'Artisan than any other niche fragrance house. So I can't wait to see what's coming on the horizon. So that's it, guys. Obviously, I want to thank you all so much for watching. I'll be back next week with more videos for you guys, and that's it. Oh, let me know, by the way, if you've tried anything from Gallivant, what you guys think. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you again real soon. My name, obviously, Maximilian, and I'm
over the global, my vocals be traveling, unraveling, my abdomen is line is babbling, grammatic stat of masculine, I grab the vent, verbally.